Hello, and welcome to a special Halloween episode of OC. Ooh. Yeah!
So today, guys, in the spirit of Halloween, we'll be recounting to you some scary personal experiences. So, scariest experience in my life. When I was a kid, I lived on a farm, and as you might expect from the countryside, there was a lot of sort of trees and stuff, and it was very sort of barren. Like there weren't many people that lived on the farm. It was probably us and 3 other families maybe, and it was quite a fair big farm. And I remember out sort of in the forest, I was with my sister and her friend, and they were just sort of looking around like we were like maybe 7 or 8, so we were just like whatever, like throwing sticks at things and stuff like that, whatever kids do, I don't know.
Playing on their iPads in the woods.
Yes, making musicalies in the woods. So yeah, they were heads buried in their phones mid-musically, and I looked up into this tree, and it was sort of shaped like a Y, and in the sort of I suppose the drop of the Y-shaped tree, I swear, no joke, there was like a girl like sat there, and it was honestly like fucked up. Like I get like tingles like thinking about it, because it was horrible. Like there was like a girl like sat there and like, oh, I hate it. This shit got me fucked up. This is like real repressed memories. I'm getting all like weird thinking about it. She was like sat there, and she was like swinging her legs like little kids do, and I can't sort of. She wasn't like see-through or anything, but she was kind of like opaque, I suppose. Like it was like she wasn't really there, but she was like kind of there. If you catch my drift. And the most horrible thing was that she didn't have eyes. They were just like, I suppose, just like black, like depths into her face. But I could tell she was looking at me. And like, honestly, like, I swear to God, this ghost like looked at me. I went completely white, and like I just started crying. I literally ran home, and like to get that sort of reaction like out of like anyone, it would have to. It wouldn't have just been like. I couldn't have just like seen something or whatever. Like there was like sustained like.
And how long did you sort of like stare at it? Or did you
I stared at it. I saw it like because I sort of like froze up in fear. I was looking at it for like a solid like 10-15 seconds maybe, and like nothing changed. It just looked down at me from this tree, and I was like, oh, yeah. So I cried and ran home. And then my sister and her friend were convinced I was a psychic medium and tried to get me to predict when they would die. And I think I got it wrong, because I think I said one of them was going to die at the fair coming to our town soon. But
really, you said that? I was scared of them.
Whatever. Trolling from day one. Oh bro, that story got far too real for me. Told you, I get engrossed in that shit. I hate that story.
I don't remember you telling me that.
Maybe you blocked it out. It's too traumatic for both of us.
I must be dreading to walk home now.
Yeah, whatever. Just don't look at the trees, because she'll be there.
Okay, when I was younger, I was like terrified of the dark, like so scared of the dark. I couldn't sleep without a light on. And I remember in my old house one time, it was, there was like, for some reason I couldn't turn on the light before I got up to my room, sort of thing. So I just sort of run up the stairs as fast as I could into my room. And I remember one time, it was pitch black in there, and I sort of ran up the stairs. I was only like 10 or something. And I ran up the stairs, and I got like halfway and like heard something behind me. And it was pitch black. It was like just so dark. and like I just froze as soon as I heard something behind me, and like I was literally, it felt like I was like paralyzed with fear. I don't know how long I was stood on the stairs. I was like pressed back against the banister, and I was just like the landing was like just a few steps up, but I just like wouldn't move. Like I just was so sure there was something like behind me, but then also like in front of me and just everywhere. I literally just stood there, and I was like, I just remember so vividly, like just not knowing what, just like not being sort of conscious of my actions, just being sort of like frozen there, and I was there for I don't know how long, and I was like, oh, it was just horrible, so horrible.
You're fucking me up right now. Like I hate that feeling of like being like frozen with terror. Like it is the most horrible feeling.
Yeah, there's this thing. This is the nightmares. Any nightmare I have, normally like it takes place in my bed. Yeah, so I'm like I have like a lamp here, and this is a nightmare I had not that long ago. Okay, I was like lying in bed, and I like I saw someone like walk along the end of my bed.
Oh god.
And then
I hate that.
And then like I reached for the light. And I like clicked the switch. Like I was really scared to move, and I slowly reached, and I finally reached it, and I was in my dream still, and I clicked it, and it didn't turn on. And I was like, and I was sure there was, I could see these shape like this person's head, like it's, you know, sort of like the girl from like The Ring, where she has like dark hair, she's like really grey.
Yeah, and it's like covering like.
That sort of thing at the end of my bed, and then I tried to call my mum. I tried to like shout my mum, but I like couldn't. I was like, Mum,
yeah,
Mum, Mum, like that, and then like. And I woke up in the exact same position, and it was like the middle of the night, and I was exactly there where it was all taking place, and I was like, and I like grabbed the light and turned it, but I actually turned on because I was awake, and then I was just like, I was terrified. Oh, it's gonna be a scary walk home in the dark for the boy. Here's one. When me and my friend Brad, we used to go running in these like huge woods in our town, and it's like right off, like it runs along this like sort of quite dangerous river, and there's like this really sort of thin, sort of muddy, stony path all the way along, and it goes really far, like into these woods, and with the river running with like a steep bank down the whole side of it, and at the end of this like path, there's a church like on its own, like in a just a sort of area on its own, and we used to go running like in the winter, and it would get quite dark by the time we sort of run back. And I remember one time we like ran to the church, and then Brad, like I don't know if he had, but he said he like hurt his calf or whatever, so we just had to walk back. And the whole time, at this point, I was quite a naive sort of child. I've never watched like horror films or anything, but the whole time he just described to me all these horror films like Saw and stuff. And he told me about like this guy had been like chopped up in this bush as we like walked past it, and I was only like in year 9 or whatever. I was quite innocent, you know, gullible, and I was like lapping it up. And as we walked back, the whole time I kept hearing these splashes and these little like rustles and stuff like behind me, and like over to the side, and Brad, like we both like jumped, we both hear it, and we were like so scared. Brad like couldn't run, and so we just had to walk this whole way, and it took us like 15-20 minutes to walk along this way, and the whole time I was terrified. Like, it was so dark in these woods, and there's like the river there, and just like he'd been telling us like scary stories and stuff, and I was so jumpy, and it was honestly the most terrifying like walk of my life. I didn't think like it was ever going to end, is what it felt like. And eventually I found out that the whole time he'd been carrying stones in his pocket and like throwing them behind us, like in the river, like when because it was quite dark, couldn't see him do it, and he's like, and then he was like playing along to like terrify me. And
fucking Brad.
Hell for you, sir. Of course, the scariest story of all: leaving school with no real life training.
Student debt. The scariest moment of all was when we got set history and English coursework at the same time in our final year of A-levels.
That was terrifying. A lot of repressed memories dug up for this episode.
So, you know, dig deep.
These things.
We've dug deep, so you can dig deep. For that, like and subscribe.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below of your scary experiences. Maybe we'll revisit this next Halloween. That'll be a good one, actually. By next Halloween, if we have enough followers and stuff, you can all send in your scary stories and we'll read them out.
Exactly.
Cool. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Have a happy, safe, spooky Halloween.
Bloody scary, that.